So I read 15 different things in January, and I thought I'd make like a favorites video because I normally don't wrap up months, and I thought why not start in 2015 and I can get better at talking about the books that I read because I'm horrible at it. So I read 10 novels, two graphic novels, and three e-novellas, so like stories that were like 100 pages kind of thing. So good. My favorite of the month was The Secret History by Donna Tartt. So good. So it deals with these five kids that they go to school, college in this like New England town. It's kind of like not very, you don't get the description of what exactly it is. I saw this video actually. I'll link, if I find it again, I'll link it up down below. It explains it really well. Um, and the narrator like is just going to college, and he's kind of doesn't have that much money. He meets his kids from like they're very elite and poshy and obnoxious about their Greek like class that they're in, and with this one professor like they don't take classes with anyone else because this professor won't allow it. It's ridiculous. And the book starts off, first of all, someone's been killed and like the whole setup is like you're reading to see who in the group did it or how it just went down. You just want to know what happened, and it's so well done. It's set up so well, and you just want to keep like you love to hate these characters because they're so they're the worst, like the worst people. But you also start to care for them because of how the narrator paints them. It's so well done. Just read it, do it. It kind of reminded me of The Great Gatsby a bit, and the hat Nick, like painted Gatsby and like he like lifted him up when he was not a good person. So that's a comparison. Next, I read Just One Day by Gail Forman, Just One Year by Gail Forman, and her e-novella Just One Night. After that was like the conclusion of this. After this, so good, so good. Favorite YA as well. So many favorites. So it sets it up that this girl, was on vacation. Well, like her parents, like she graduated high school, and she's in London. Yes, London, and like in one of those like trips that you go on kind of thing. She meets this boy, and she had mentions out of nowhere kind of that she didn't get to see Paris, and she was sad that she didn't get to see Paris. So he's like, let's go to Paris. So they go, and like the first book takes place in just one day, as it's called, and it's just like a whirlwind romance, and you fall so good, and then abruptly it ends. So just one year is from his point of view, and you get to see everything that happened to him in the year, and you're like, oh, like it makes sense. It was very interesting, because just one day, the first book, after like the cutoff point where like they just separate, it goes like part two just when like a year later. So you get to see what happened to her, how she's in college now, not doing that well because she's still hung up on him, kind of thing. Yes. So I'm not spoiling things. It's what happens. It's the details that you need to read. Talk about Shakespeare. I want to go to Paris so bad now, and I want to see all the Shakespeare plays. I don't even care for Shakespeare that much. I like him. I respect the dude, but now I'm like, yes, I need to do all of the things. I need to find me my European boo. Yes. Next, favorite. I read The Throne of Glass. I thought it was a trilogy, but apparently it's a six-book thing. So I read the first three because the next one comes out this year, next year, this year I think. Yo, Throne of Glass. I gushed about it in the Epic Read Stag already, but it deals with this set it up the series for you. This is badass assassin Selena Sardothian. She's the best. I love her. um, so something bad like really happens to her, and you start off with her in like this like slave camp type thing, and the king comes and kind of offers. I forget exactly how it happens because my memory is the worst, and offers her like to be a part of this competition that to be the king's champion, and that'll allow her to be out, free of the camp, and then a couple years time when she does like the work that he needs her to do, be an assassin, kill who he wants her to kill, she can be free. So of course she goes, and like so much things happen. It's so good, and there's a love triangle, of course, but I feel like the point of it is like her. Like you get to see her struggles, and Crown of Midnight is my favorite, which is the second book. The third one is Air Fire. Everyone loves Air Fire. I'm not crazy about it. It's a great setup. Like this, it's a YA fantasy. This fantasy, this world is set up so well. Like the author Sarah J. Maas is brilliant. Like it's done so well, and I'm like, girl, give me your skills. But yeah, Selena's a badass bitch. She be killing everybody and not giving no dams. But then she also loves gowns. She's just a girl. She's a girl. She likes to look pretty, but she also is lethal as fuck. And I'm just like, yes, yes, queen, yes. There's times that I hate her because me and girl character like narratives. I always just have like a thing where like I can't do it, but with her, she's my girl. Except for Air Fire, there was times where I was iffy, but she's still my girl, my home girl. So that's a favorite, and I can't wait for Queen of Shadows. Was the name of the fourth one was like revealed. That sounds interesting. I'm excited. Yes. I also read Miss Marvel, this graphic novel. Yo, it was so good. Teenager, she's Muslim. Like, this is amazing. There needs to be more people of color in superhero roles on graphic novels. So I'm excited to keep reading this because this is the first of I don't know how many. But yes, so good. So good. Next, I read The Walled City. Was the last thing I read this year. This month. And yo, this was so interesting. At first, it was kind of slow going for me. So it's like set up. The Walled City is like the city in Hong Kong that it's walled, like literally walled in by the tall buildings of Hong Kong. But everyone knows not to go to that part because it's bad. Like it's criminally just not good. Don't do it. And it's based on like a real, like this actually existed, which is so interesting. And like the history, so the history of it is so interesting. And then you get to like there's three different like narrators, all Asian, all super interesting. I love reading from people of color and learning new things. So good. This was so good. So good. Read it. Ryan Browden is a lady. I thought it was a guy, so even better. Yes, girl. So good. I read Rue, which I talked about in my discussion of Canlit 2015. Yes. So that was a little wrap up of my reads so far. I think I've done good. I've read some great things. Three favorites already: Throne of Glass, Just One Day, Secret History. It's gonna be good. February, birthday month. Let's see what I read. It should be good. I'm reading Station 11 right now, and I'm reading the Throne of Glass e-novellas. Like there's a bind up of it. I've read it all on my Kindle, by the way, which is great. My Kindle app on my phone. Love it because I can just be on the train, living my life, not having to carry a book. I love books, but sometimes ain't nobody got time for those 500-page chunkers. That's why I don't want to read the Goldfinch on the train. Yep, this has gone too long, just ranting about heavy books now. Also, random side note, I found this book, Wild, because I wanted to read it before I saw the movie, for $2.50 at a thrift shop I went to yesterday. What? So yes, enough of this. I will talk to you guys soon. Let me know what you read, if you read anything good, what you listened to, everything, what you watched. How was your January? How's it going? How's the year? Yes, let's have a good February. I will talk to you guys very soon.